Now, as a response to COVID 19, India has focused on its domestic demand led growth as a medium term growth strategy, which is Atmanirbhar Bharat. Now, evidence across the world and India has shown that rapid and sustained economic growth requires exports. For example, when India's GDP growth was 6% in 1991, the share of export growth was about 11%. The policies that required for domestic demand led growth are more public spending, tax cuts to boost private consumption, financial sector reforms to boost private investment. Now, what do you mean when we say the exports should be increased? Why? Because exports involves a lot of aspects, both domestic and international. First, the labor. Second, the income. Third, the trade deficit. Fourth, the money which we earn in terms of dollars. Now, there has been a stress in the balance sheet of public, financial, and household sectors, which only growth can revive. So, if India wants to come out of the slowdown, growth is the only solution. The consumption growth is limited because household debt has grown rapidly in the last few years can only grow if income grows. So, there are two ways of getting growth. One is to increase the consumption of the people, to increase more demands. But people also have certain limitations because they have huge amount of debt which has already been incurred in the last few years. So the income has to grow now. So whatever people are earning now, that is almost going as a part of debt which they are paying through EMIs. Now if more demand has to be there in the economy, the income of the people needs to be grown. Now, the impact of COVID 19 had limited government spending. India's debt is expected to rise from 70% of GDP to 85 to 90%, and the deficits are likely to be in double digit range. The physical spending is also severely limited because of high levels of deficits and indebtedness. So, the government is already under a lot of debt because no income has been generated, and whatever debt the government had already taken, it cannot service those debts because there has no income been there. So India is cautious against the rising level of debt because India's interest rates are not at zero, which is the cause in the developing country, which is the case in the developed economies. Now, what do you mean by importance of export? Now, China is one of the leading global powers of the world. And why is it? Because in fact, more than 50% of China's income is dependent upon exports. China is vastly over-exploiting or over-exporting whatever potential it has for exports, and India is vastly under-exporting. We are not utilizing our potential to our full capacity. India is producing and exporting about 60 to 140 billion less of low-skilled activity annually than it should be. So there's a huge scope of exports for India. It indicates a potential future opportunity for India if the underlying problems are addressed. Experience from China and Vietnam show that exports are highly dependent on imports to the tune of 40 to 45%. While India imports share only 16%, therefore to achieve Chinese and Vietnamese level of success, India needs greater import and openness. So what is the way forward? What is the future of this development? In recent years, China wages have increased, which has led to reduction in 140 billion in exports in unskilled labor, intensive sectors such as apparel, clothing, leather and footwear. Post-COVID-19, investors will move away from China to hedge against the supply chain disruption because of trade against China. India can now take the second opportunity and revive its economy to focus more on exports and increase the income of the people.